Hello everyone, this is the second video of Jar of Awesome Online. So for today's video, as an online freelancer, I would like to share to you some of the things that you must have when you start as a freelancer. Of course, you need your computer unit. One of the most common questions we encounter with freelancers that are interested in starting a career online is what type of computer should I have to begin with. So my computer is a Huawei device. It's Ryzen 7. My camera is located on the keyboard, so it's kind of awkward when I do videos with my clients because my camera is pointing at the bottom of my chin. So I have an external camera with me. So this external camera is also my audio, but most of the time I use the audio of my computer. I have this power station. It's good for brownouts. I can plug my computer since most of the laptops right now are Type-C computers. I mean Type-C chargers. So you could basically hook it up with a power station like this one in case of emergency brownouts. As for your Wi-Fi, you could use your mobile device, or you could also plug your Wi-Fi here. I'm going to create a video explaining how you would hook up your Wi-Fi to a power station like this one. So what are the other things that I have before we talk about the specs of the computer that you need when starting working online? I have my handy dandy notebook. Yeah. Although there are a lot of tools online that you could use to record details and other things that you need to remember when working, I still find having a notebook the best way to keep track of things that you do, especially if you handle multiple clients or if you are working on platforms where you have one-time projects, fixed rate projects. So it's nice to have everything recorded on a notebook where you could easily browse through and review things that you need to do for your work. Now let's go back to the specs of the computer. So for my computer, display settings, we'll go to the settings and system. So I'm using a MateBook B15, and if you want to know about the things about my computer, you can find it, where is it? System components. Oh, I know, it's the wrong one. Back, can find it with about. Okay, so I have this is the specs of my computer. It's Ryzen 7. I have 8 gig of RAM, 64-bit. But for starters, I think right now it would be nice to have, if you're a content writer, it would be nice to have a computer that has i3 at least, so you could do writing jobs as well as host softwares like Slack, Skype, and other communication software where you would be corresponding with your client. So i3 is a decent computer feature, computer requirement that you should have if you're a content writer. As for other niche in online writing such as graphics, design, it would be nice to have something above i5. So let's go here. Let's go to Google, our friendly handy dandy Google. So affordable i5 laptops. So for this is not a sponsored video, but here are some of this would give you an idea of the different options that you have for i5 computers. So if you could buy an i5 computer, it would be nice to have these are the things that you could go through. The ThinkBook is a nice computer to have when you begin working online. It ranges from 41,000 to 45,000 pesos, almost 46. I had a Lenovo before I started working online as a content writer, and I had a Lenovo Celeron 5. It's actually a netbook, so I was able to survive that, and my internet was a plug-in internet. So that's the computer that I had when I began working online. Here are the other options that you have. My next computer was a Dell computer. Actually, I still have that computer, but the keyboard is not working anymore, the camera is not working anymore. It's an i5, but the system is still very good, but it would be a hassle to bring it to different places or to use it on the kitchen area or your living area if you want to spend a bit of time with your family while working. So it's not convenient to use anymore. So I still have that one, and I have desktop computers as backup for my online work. So what are the other options that you have? So this is from a Benson. Later. Okay, there's no available laptops here. Let's go to gadgets, laptops and PCs. For me, as a freelancer, I would advise you to invest in a laptop instead of a desktop, especially if you experience a lot of power failures in your area. You'll have power banks to support you if you do experience power failures in your area. The convenience of having a laptop is still there, and it's more electricity efficient, because comparing to when I was using a desktop computer, my electricity is quite high, especially I work during nighttime, so I have my lights on as well and the fan, so it takes more electricity to run during my work time if I'm using a desktop computer, especially because of the fan of the CPU. It's more economical electricity wise to use a laptop instead of a desktop computer, but it's for your preference. It depends on how you would, on the convenience that you would want, but for me, I prefer having a laptop. So here are some of the affordable laptops. As I mentioned, you can go with Intel i3 computers. It ranges from 26,000 up. So here are your options for i3: the VivoBook, the Acer Aspire, the HP 15S, and another Acer Aspire computer. We have Ryzen 5s ranging from 31,000. I mean 20. Actually, they have this is another i3, another Ryzen 5. It's 28,000 up to 32,000 pesos. i5 can start at anywhere 33,000. Here's a cheap i5 around 30. This particular unit from Huawei is 30,000, and it came with a free headphones and free external keyboard that I also use. So yeah, it's nice to have an Apple MacBook Air, but if you're a Windows user, I wouldn't advise having an Apple MacBook Air unless your client requires you to have one. I have always dreamt of having an Apple MacBook, but I could not afford one, and thinking right now it would be more efficient for me to use a Windows-based computer compared to the MacBook Air computer. So there are the options that you have. So yeah, for now, I guess that's what I could share. So for starters, if you want to work online, you really need to have a computer to use. It's either a laptop or a desktop. Power bank is really helpful, something you would want to invest in. External camera, if your camera is like mine, like this one, it's kind of weird, but yeah, so you can begin with that. It doesn't matter if you have a second-hand laptop or a new one, but it is a requirement. Some of the common questions I see online is if I could start working online using my cell phone. I guess you can, but you wouldn't be able to generate a substantial amount of income using your phone while you work online. So yeah, the best option you really have and a must requirement is to have a laptop or computer and desktop to work on, uh, or to apply for jobs and eventually do your work as an online freelancer. So that's all for today for the Jar of Awesome Online. I hope you liked my video. Please follow and subscribe, and I would like to hear your comments. I would like to ask you a question actually. What is the very first computer model that you had when you started working online? So hopefully I'll see some of the answers on the comment sections. So that's all for today. Thank you and goodbye.